This is a quick video I'm making for police officers. If you know any police officers, or you know any web pages or anything that you can share this to reach some police officers, I ask you to do it. I understand fully that police officers see some of the worst things in terms of domestic violence, overdoses. They get called to a lot. I've spoken to two police officers in the last place that I lived, and they said as a coping mechanism they create a sick sense of humour where they start to find deaths, murders and things funny. Now I believe that this is a coping mechanism to try and deal with the post-traumatic stress of some of the things that they see. I'm compassionate to police officers. I think they're walking around mind controlled and traumatized through their job, what they get told, their training. They see the world as a bad place and human beings as bad, as a not a good species, and they see the worst of the worst. So I understand fully how police officers feel. And you know, I have meditated. I was going to make a meditation, I still may do, where I get up in the morning and I live the life, or the day in the life as a police officer. You know, being told you're doing the right thing, believing you're doing the right thing, putting on your uniform, being afraid, you don't know what the day's going to hold, scared of stepping out or standing up for, you know, if you believe that what you're doing is wrong, you're scared of doing that because you might lose your job, or, you know, I can imagine that they watch each other's back, and there's like a tight knit between police officers, and if you break that, you've broke it. I believe all that pressure's there. I believe there's the insecurity of maybe losing your job and not be able to provide for your families. I'm compassionate towards police officers, okay, I get it. But what I'm calling in this video is what's going on in the UK and around the world, and many police officers, I take my hat off to you, you open my heart, are standing with the people because they know what's going on is wrong. No one really knows anyone that's died of COVID, genuinely. They may have died after testing positive for it, but the statistics don't add up. And all these conspiracy theorists that never had any credentials in the past, what this COVID-19 false pandemic has done is it's brought more professionals, PhDs, top scientists, and all the rest of it. They're the new conspiracy theorists now, because none of this adds up. And what I'm calling to police officers for is just to understand this. There is a physical element to this life, the body and the world that we see. There is an energetic aspect to it. There's an energy that moves everything we see, the body, matter. There's also a spirit or an intelligence. Okay, there is a soul that is the conscious life that moves the energy, that moves the body, that is conscious, that has feelings, emotions and so on. I'm telling you that when you are enforcing these draconian measures on the people, and when you are, and I've seen videos where you are aggressively manhandling and arresting forcefully men and women for simply walking down the street while protesting, you are accumulating a spiritual debt that is going to affect you in this lifetime, in countless other lifetimes. It is going to affect your children and your grandchildren. Reflect on this, read spiritual texts, okay? I know you are told you're on the front line and you're getting your egos boosted and you believe you're doing the right thing. And I know that through the trauma that you've seen, your heart's closed and you're mind driven, okay? But if you can move into your heart and see what you're doing and ask yourself from your heart, not your mind, is this right? It can't be right. You can't do that to people. And not only that, you are creating a world in the physical world, because you're creating a spiritual debt which manifests in the physical world. So even in this life, when you go, what you're trying to bring in this new police state is the world your kids are growing up in. I'm not saying anyone's right, wrong, good or bad here. I'm just asking police officers to look deep into your heart and ask, is this right or wrong? Because I tell you what, those police officers that stand up and say, this is wrong, and I believe that it's wrong and I don't want any part of it, you are creating incredible spiritual virtue that will bless your life and bless your children and children's children. It will bless the world. You plant seeds of compassion, inspiration and empowerment for the rest of the world. You see, even in places like back in England, in Liverpool, you know, it's a rough area, but the people are protesting peacefully. And it's only the police that are being violent. And you know, when the police stand with the people, there's no violence. There's just love. There's just unity. And we need more of that. You guys are living on fight or flight. I believe you've got a hard job. I'm not denying that. You probably go home, you're stressed, you tell your wives what you're doing, you believe you're on the front line. But when this all goes really bad, and your kids are saying to you, Dad, what did you do? You'll carry that burden to your deathbed. And when the soul leaves the body, you'll carry it into future lives. And the suffering will multiply and multiply for generations and generations. And you guys, unfortunately, are going to carry that burden for lifetimes. And it breaks my heart to see it. So this is not me making a video to say the police are all bad. I'm compassionate to the police. I want the people to be compassionate to the police. But I'm calling you to look inside yourself, do the right thing, because you are defending an elite, a small group of people that do not have your best interests in heart. And if we can't wake the police up now, there won't be police in 10, 15 years. There's already robots on the street. There's already an artificial intelligent police officer in New Zealand. We are literally 5, 10, 15 years max to the point where the police officers that are driving around the streets are going to be robots. And if they want to enforce something, they'll enforce it. So the police officers that I'm talking to now, you won't have a job. You won't have a job soon. We need to come together. If this resonates, please share. I love you all. Everybody, I love you all with all my heart. Take care.